Thank you, Father, for the gospel. All right, that's what it's all about, the gospel. So the title of this is the Placebo Effect. You know, you can believe your own. God is not going to force you. He'll let you believe your own lies. You know, you believe a lifetime of deception. Let you just believe your own nonsense, your own rules, your own shem. He's not going to force you, right? Oh, well, yeah, he'll call out to your heart, but you can do it on your own. That's what people don't understand, the difference between self-will and God's will. So no freedom. You're not free to do anything. Nothing in life is free. I don't know why they don't teach that anymore. You know, everything comes with a cost. Everything comes with a price. So if you start believing your own nonsense, you'll go down a road that, well, let's say he'll let you do that. He'll let you believe a whole lifetime of your own lies. So by his will, how's it going, Dave? Good to see you coming in. So placebo effect, people forget about that a lot, how important that is, that you can manifest. Somebody can literally make something in their own visual perception, what they perceive. You're not going to see it, but they will. 100% in their eyes swore they saw what they saw. That you can manifest your own nonsense. Yes, you can. The placebo effect's a lot stronger than you think. Careful what you speak into existence, right? This plane, time, and dimension. So, I don't know. Nobody ever talks about the placebo effect, but it happens all the time. It's like a massive contributing factor what's going on. Placebo effect would be kind of like, is that God's will or is that self-will? You tell me. What do you think? Does anybody know what the placebo effect is? Take a pill, a sugar pill or something, and your body will do the same thing. They've done plenty of tests of these over and over, decade after decade, testing this placebo effect. Isn't that kind of strange? Isn't that odd? Your body can make you believe something or see something, or because again, remember, you can take water and you can take it and put it in front of a pitcher, and you go freeze that water and it'll freeze that image into the ice. Do you know that? Well, that's not the placebo effect. I'm just saying how water, you're mostly made of water, right? So you think that has anything to do with it? So you can manifest your own lies, right? Believe your own self-will. Is it self? That's not God's will. Saw me burning a cross. Yeah, cross idolisms and imagery are. Yeah, Christ wasn't hung from a cross, you idiot, religious idiots. He didn't carry a cross, you religious idiots. He tells you to carry a cross. You're an actor, I know, Eric. You're putting on a front. You got a face. You're like a clown. You're like a clown in the show, the big show, huh? Doing your part. Thank you for coming in. Trolling the channel. Much love. What do we got here? Oh, look at, we got all the trolls in here tonight. That's good. That's right. Tell a big enough lie enough, people believe it, right? Yeah. Yep, that's right. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Shaquila says, Shaquila, good to see you again. So, got some trolls in here with us tonight. All right. Last time we were troll free. You know. Yeah, the vibration. You know, if you ever seen them take sand and put frequency at all the different geometric shapes that it forms. You know, that's what I'm saying. Careful what you speak into this plane, time, and dimension, right? And space. So, Eric, you're a sick person. You know that? You're a sick breed. I get to judge you with righteous judges because I'm not some lollipop Christian. You're swine. Get out of here. You're filthy, man. We know you by your fruit, and you're just producing filthy, disgusting fruit. So, thanks for coming in. But do you need something, bud?
I was gonna make some eggs.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. There's some butter over there if you need to, or there's coconut oil too.
Right.
But well, it's not a log cabin; it's a cabin that I built. You know, there's log cabins out here. The Rusty Dragon's kind of a log cabin. If you look at that cabin, got many cabins. This is the Rusty Cowboy cabin. So it's all built out of repurposed material. Yeah, we had somebody show up, and gentleman that was on the live stream, remember, said he was going to come hang out for a country minute, for a minute ish. How about that ish? You should say you'll be about there this time ish and leave yourself a little wiggle room. Remember that? Yeah, I have 65 acres of land out here. So I don't own all of it, but I do own 20 of the 65 that I have. I've been paying on this land for 10 years. So the gentleman that was on the live stream the other day, you go back and look who it was. But anyways, he's been on here. Lady in red checked him. He said something. He's been on here like 18. How did she know that? How many times did she know you're on here? That's pretty crazy.
Part of the system.
No, Lady in red's my moderator. That lady is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
She is the moderator of all moderators. But she does such a good job. We love Lady in red when she comes in here because she feeds the trolls for me. So yeah, see, there you are. You're the same thing, unknown. You're just filthy swine. Goodbye. We don't cast our pearls in the mud. Bye, unknown. Have a nice night. Don't let the door hit you in the way out. Okay. Much love. Much agape. Don't have to sup with vipers. That's what the word tells us. You know, sit there and hang out in some trap house, crack house, whore house, drug house. We're doing drugs. Probably you're some upright man or woman just sit there watching it all go down. Yeah, how long before you could be like, hey, I got a question for you. What do we get for $10? No, just kidding. But so we just don't, if people are producing unclean, filthy swine, we just cast them out of here. We don't have to. Remember, we judge them with righteous judgment. We'll put the word of God on them. They're in the broad way. That's all. It's a broad way. There's a broad way, and most people take the broad way and go through the wide gate and go to hell because that's what the word of God says. So, not for me to decide who goes to hell and who doesn't, right? They did it to themselves. Will pornea. Their agape is in the end of days. Their agape will be pornea. So, yeah, there's no prophecy, there's no new apostles, there's none of that. It's all nailed to a tree. So, oh, good to see you back in there, Jack. Yeah, I know I've been a little busy here and trying to get, like I said, to get this. Somehow I got to come up with, get something sold. So I get this vehicle. I'm hoping don't sell. The other vehicle that I wanted, it sold already. But oh well, I said that's going to be process of elimination. If they both sell, then oh well, But yeah, God's will be done. Pray for God. Well, I just had to pay land payments, so that took me back another, $700. Then I just ordered another $700 worth of concrete. So it's not, it'll figure it out. I'm about 3,000 short from the vehicle and that still put me 1,000 short. I discussed with the gentleman who showed up here about, should probably just give this guy what he wants. it's a crazy good deal for the vehicle that it is. It really is not overly. I mean, it's just so. But I ain't tripping. Whatever happens, happens. It'll be God's will. I'm not. So I have a lot of things for sale. 30, 40 things online. So I'm putting in the effort to do it. So God will make it happen, or He won't. Right? Whatever. I don't care. Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. I still get to get the roof on the place to get out here. So He's kind of showing me that. Get the art done, and then we'll go from there. How about that? So I'm trying. Actually, didn't go do that type of work today. On the did some work with somebody who showed up here locally and pastored some gospel today. So did some more God's work today. Gonna try to come in here and finish up. Can't stay in here all night, but didn't come in last night or this morning, so I thought I'd drop in here and check in with you guys. Make sure you're taking up your cross. Make sure you're make sure you're doing it. Make sure you're praying for God's will. Don't get in the way of God's will. Don't. You shouldn't even worry about. You're already been bought and purchased possession. Your works aren't going to get you there, but faith without works is dead. So remember that. Death to self, die daily. Spiritual death. Circumcision, spiritual circumcision. Cut it off. The flesh, outer man, the outer woman. Remember Paul said we have an outer man and an inner man. The inner man is the one that's inside Christ in you. He's blameless, spotless. He's without blemish. You can't sin. It's that one inside that tells you what to do, but you don't listen. Right? Well, we do. That's why He said, who shall ever come after me? Oh, we were just talking about you, lady. Yeah. We were just talking about you. Were your ears itching? So, good. Thanks for coming in. So, we have to deny self, and we have to deny more than anything. We have to deny the world. Had a conversation, like I said, I was speaking with this lady today, and we talked about being blind. She's been blind before. She has her vision, but she's been blind. And she talked to me about the separation of when somebody's blind, they're not connected to anything. Like you have to actually physically touch something to know that that you're part of because otherwise you're like in the abyss without flesh, is what I equated to. It's beautiful what she was telling me that she didn't know she was telling me through her testimony. But with her loss of sight, because it went with one eye and then lost sight in both, and then has gained her sight back, she explained that when she was, in a state of darkness where there is no light, there's a disconnection to the flesh. You don't realize that you're in any existence until you touch something and connect yourself back, almost like we were born. You know what I'm saying? Of flesh, our senses. We get our senses. We start of touch, taste, smell. And I'm sure, again, I know that people who are without sight have heightened senses. In others, your senses will heighten. Smell, touch, things like that. But I never thought about it that way, because I was like, that's very spiritual or biblical, what you're saying. And I appreciate, I told her I appreciate her testimony to me, because that it made me understand the disconnection that we're supposed to have from our flesh. We're supposed to be without flesh, from above. Although we're supposed to be Christ-like, because He did the will and the works of His Father, not of His own. Remember, He was sent to fulfill the law of the flesh, to come back and save all flesh this time, not just two houses, Aaron and Levite. And that's the beautiful, lining of the whole gospel, is that we're not the one who gets to choose who goes to the wedding or not. We can have our name blotted out of that book if we don't continue to do what the Father tells us to do. And then that denies self. Take up your cross daily, deny self daily, and follow after me. We have to do what He did. Follow. What does that mean? conform to my image, he said, endure to the end to be saved. So that means we have to do what he did. And what did he do? He stood against the perversion of the law. Most people don't get that. They don't teach you no house made by hands that. But we're not under the law now, remember? We're under this covenant of a new contract. Hallelujah. A testament, new living will. He was the testor of that will. And under that, when he died and hung himself as a contract for that new contract or covenant that he divorced the same day, remember, because you had to go to a public place, nail yourself to a tree. Oh, no, you didn't have to nail yourself to a tree, did you? Oh, thank you for doing that for us, Christ, Hamashiach, Jesus, Shiloh. And thank you for nailing yourself to a tree so we don't have to do that. But you had to nail a piece of paper, a contract, a bill of marriage. This is in the book of Deuteronomy. It talks about the contract between a man and a woman and the father, that he is the tie that binds the woman, how she leaves her family and he becomes the head of the household. That's now her family. So this is a contract. We're not under the law. It was fulfilled. That's very important. You understand that. You have to be, like she was saying, you have to be disattached from the flesh, like you're blind, like you don't even exist in this flesh. What she was telling me, I was like, wow, I appreciate this. I'm going to go in and ask for permission to tell this testimony here. And she said it was all right. But until she said she would touch something, she felt a total disconnect from this world. Like in the ether, that's what she said, like you're in the ether. And you don't come back to this reality until you actually touch something. And realize, oh, there's the wall. There's that. Otherwise, you're just, and that's how God wants us to be, just so you know. You know what I'm saying? That's how God wants us to be. He wants us to be without flesh. He didn't exist in flesh, did he? He said, before Abraham was, I am. See, I don't exist in flesh. He was just the Son of God, declared as the Lamb of God by David, right? From the house of David, born of Bethlehem. So I don't think people understand that, and that's fine. I'm not trying to here to change anybody. I'm just here to blow the horn, sound the shofar, send the message out. The King is coming. He's nigh at hand. Be ye ready. Prepare ye the way. Go out and share this good news that he came back, and that piece of paper, but this time flesh, to fulfill the law of flesh. That's what he said is fulfilled. So now we're not under the law of flesh, but a covenant, a contract to receive an inheritance. But you have to be saved, means you have to endure to the end if you want to be redeemed and picked up and taken to that wedding. And endurance is something that's not something that's a short one time, like, oh, I just sit down on a church Sunday and have my one day fun day. You know, everybody saw me here at church, so see, I believe Jesus. You know. Yeah, no, we can see it out here really good. Yeah, we can see it out here really good. It's this is one of the best places. This is the largest dark sky sanctuary on this rock. So yeah, this is a great time. And it don't last long because it's right there in the, in the setting of the sun there, but it because it's during the light. At nighttime, by the time it gets dark, it's gone. It's down below the horizon. So, but yes, last 2 nights it's been very obvious, and what a beautiful time to be a witness. I told you there are going to be other things that light up in the sky, and this is something that we've seen before, but this is a very kind of unique, guys. You ever seen this comet just sit out there in the sky like that? Normally they go across the sky, huh? Why is it just sitting there? Ask yourself that. Don't comets normally fly across the sky? Interesting. So, we'll see. I know this has just begun. I know in the next couple days there'll be something else because supposedly we have a second moon. We have what else? This other thing I was reading. A couple of there's all these things, and I think this will continue to all this electrical connection. Oh yeah, I wish you could be out here, Jack. Your mind would just go sit out here under the stars, and the shooting stars out here are unbelievable. They're just, but there's no light pollution out here. It's protected from light pollution. 2.5 million acres set apart in the Oregon tip of the edge of the rim of the Great Basin. 2.5 million acres set apart, protected from light pollution. Means don't come out here and leave your flashlight at home. No. Keep your lights to a minimum, and you're not coming out here. You might want to get your spot out here before they don't let anybody else come out here. So I'm talking with some of my elders, and they nailed it right away. I said, what do you mean protected from light pollution? They said, that means you're not going to let anybody else come out here. I'm like, yes, you're brilliant. I love my elders. They're so freaking smart. That's a person, like I said, that's a person that was on live stream the other night that's came in here before, said they were coming about a month ago, and now the other night they were here. They've been in the area, wanted to show up, and so did some work on the shelter today. Getting ready for concrete, got 3 yards of concrete coming for the shelter. So got to get the roof tomorrow. I'm going to get hopefully a big portion. I've got a thing in my mind, and that's how it normally works. God puts something in my head, and I just build what he shows me in my head. So yeah, his puppies are here. They here are just good girls. She's a good girl. The puppies love me because they know who I am. He said they know who exactly. Little one comes and she's laying over there on the other one on the pillow, lays in my lap. There's my pads. So they know who I am by my voice because he had the voice in the background. So he has 2 females and they're really good dogs. She's kind of jelly, like Pants is a little jelly, but they're good. They've had a little at each other, but they're not gonna. Neither of them tangle. He don't care. Hell, I don't care. Neither does Pants. Pants likes the little one talk. You like chewing, don't you? He's such a good boy. So yes, it's been nice for them to have some company too, because they love puppies. They're good boys. Tango and Pants love other puppy dogs. So they've just enjoyed having the ladies around, and they haven't. The only time she's ever been really protective is like when her dad is sitting next to her. Pants does the same thing. You don't want to share dad. So, anyways, have to get to in gear tomorrow, and I have to go. I'm gonna run into town tomorrow. They got Taco Tuesday, so I'm gonna go make a trip into town. But hopefully get a ton done tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna work just most of the day tomorrow. And once this is done, I'm excited because, I'm not done. I got to put doors on it, and there's more work to be done here. But I'm just going to put, and I already am, I'm going to put all my efforts into getting this vehicle. So it's going to get done. So one way or another, if I have to I got cans in the back of the truck. I've been saying, I go to the gas station every time I go there, I dig through the trash and get cans out. So I'm going to make it happen, and not like I said, I have to have it. I don't care what happens, but yeah, I don't know, but no, he's not on his car, in his car on my land. I'm not going to let that happen, right? That's not how that's going to go down. But anyways, once I get this knocked out, the ideal is to get mobile. I can tell you that this person took me serious enough to buy a Tacoma pickup, to buy a Toyota truck. So I love you guys, but I'm taking this man, not disclosing who he is. He has some anonymity. He's just come here, enjoy this time. and I think he has so far, to buy a truck because it's in Sirius to get away from everybody. So that when he showed up, I was like, okay, I'm impressed, by somebody who actually listened to what I said. And you don't have to do anything. Don't do anything. I can't even get myself a damn truck or darn truck. But hey, he's listening, Right now, if he was still here, I could jump in his Toyota, right? Hallelujah. Hey, So, well, I'm just, thank you, Father. The Father always provides. Remember, I told you that. Don't worry about it, guys. Everything will work out. It's just $2,500, $3,000. I mean, it's not. I got $50,000 worth of things online. More than that. Just the cabin in the land. I don't even have the other land up for sale. I ain't put it up for sale because I'm trying to keep it with the ministry. I actually don't want it to go. You know what I'm saying? And I would sell it, but it has to be somebody from the ministry. I'm not going to just sell it randomly. I could, but I don't want to. If I get the truck, I don't even need to sell the land right away. I only need to sell the land to donate the land to give it away. God will make that happen for me. I'm not worried about that. If I'm trying to give what I have away, you think God's going to not pave a way for that to happen? So, well, Tracy, you was out there and trying to make a community for 10 years. That didn't happen. Well, all in God's time, right? So, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. It'll all, but I'm seeing the other side of this though. Once this ministry gets turned over on paper, it's a paper and a physical. This is the classroom. Like would be the church. Okay. Oh, that's it. It's decided. We're going to put some stained glass windows in these fucking. I'll put some stained. Well, what's some stained? My connection weird. All right. What's the?
Kind of awkward.
Look where you are at, Tracy. You're not far from Boise, Idaho. About 5 hours from Boise. So, but anyways, all this land will be donated. What's that? Sorry, what's that? This land will be donated to the ministry. And then I don't have to ever worry again about maintaining it. Watch, because I guarantee you that my half part-time work or full-time work will be able to add all the things that I never was able to add by myself. And I don't want it for me. Any hours that I would donate to this ministry would just be volunteer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to pull a salary from anything. And I'm sure once this ministry is turned over and becomes an actual ministry, I'll start to pull in tithes will come into this ministry. I just have a sneaking suspicion they will, because it won't be mine. And the tithes I'll be getting are gravel and a block building and somebody to dig the septic. So the tithes will be even bigger than monetarily, so to speak. So I'm sure monetary tithes will come in at that point. But they won't be for me, because I'm not going to take a salary. I don't need a salary. I need a vehicle to go on the road. I have plenty of food. I have a water filter. As long as I cover my fuel and my insurance, I don't need money. What do you guys are idiots for chasing dollars? If you do, stop chasing dollars. Go get time. Get your time back. I don't mean idiot, Tosh. You're ignorant. You're an idiot. It means you're simple. You're unskilled. You're a layman. You're uneducated. Let me educate you. Your time is more valuable than any money. Okay? I don't want to try to sway you anywhere. I ain't trying to turn you, left or right, a goat into a sheep. But time is way more important than money. Just to sit like today. So I'm sitting on the back of his tailgate on his truck and just enjoying that. You know how many people would die to do that? No, I got to have the big house and the big job and the big car and the wife with the big boobies, and I got to have the big truck with the big wheels on it. Or the big show. Yeah, that's right. So, tag. No. I'm eternal emperor, so just so you know, you might have seen me in multiple lifetimes, because I don't ever end. I'm eternal. I'm not from the past or the future. I'm from both. I don't never end. So, but that's okay. None of us do. It just matters where you go after you leave this meat suit that you're in right here. It's a temporary. It's not a permanent thing. The only thing that's permanent is there's nothing permanent. The only thing that's constant is change. You know, so the aletheia, there you go. God's word, undefiled, undefined, pure light, pure unadulterated. Nobody's ever raped it with their own version, forced their own self in any way, shape, or form, try to squeeze in any opening they could. So it's undefiled. So we tend to not understand that because we want to give it our own spin or version. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Down, Mr. Pants. Pants, I didn't say you can get up here. Oh, look at these good kids. We got a whole house full of kids. Mr. Doggy. Hold on. Hey, this puppy needs loving. Hold on. Who needs some loving? This didn't get enough loving today. Hey. Cut it out.
Marcy, come here.
That's not, I'm not your dad. You need to share. Now she's trying to share. She's not letting me share me. She kind of likes me. She's been laying with me, laying on my lap. You're a good boy. Thank you. All done. You're all done. You're good. Okay, Tuggy. Hey, stop it. She's a jellyfish. Be nice. Be nice.
No.
Stop being jelly belly. That's my puppy. He's mine. This Tango is my dog. Okay? He'll eat you. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. He's mine. This is my dog. I get to share him. All right. She's a female, so she's like this being a little protective. She's a good girl, though. She's being jealous. She's a lot. She's about half Tango size, but she don't care. She don't care. They've had a couple little, but it's whatever. She's just being jelly. You're a good boy. Okay, all done. All done. All done, buddy.
You are hard, aren't
you? All right, they're being good kids. You guys are being fine. Everybody's being fine. Everybody's being good boys and girls today, huh? Good job. She's all right. She's just making sure. That's what females are. She don't want nobody around her backside. They've been doing a really good job. When they're outside and stuff and playing, it's only when she's sitting next to her dad or sitting next to me that she don't want to share. I've got one sitting right in front of me that's the same way. He's doing pretty good, though, huh? You're such a good guys. I love you guys. Okay, we're all done. Okay, so, anyways, we're going to get through this. I'm going to crush through these. I'm excited. We're 10 days from this celestial gas giant Jovian alignment. This is a very important date and time in my life. I'm in my Jovian year, you know, for this whatever meat suit walk that I'm in. I'm just a little wore out because I'm heading. There's so many things that are coming to a head so quickly. So, remember I told you, just mobility and stability, you know what I'm saying, is what I need. I need the mobility, but God will provide it. Remember, he'll provide it because somebody will buy something that I have. Okay. Don't want, you know, it's not going to just magically appear. I have to work for it, and I'm trying to do what I can. So it will be in his time. I'm a person that I hope you understand that I live everything in that fashion, all by God's will. God does everything in my life. The person that's pushing the button on the other end to buy something is God's will, not mine. I already put in the work and put something up for sale, correct? And God made me do that, right? So is God making me pay off this land, or am I making me pay off this land? Is God making me donate this land, or am I making me donate this land? Will God protect this land when I donate it, or God protect this land when I donate it? See, I think there's something else going on here. So much love. And the only reason I'm trying to be example for mobility is because you guys can stay in your cities and stay around people, but I don't want to be around anybody at that time. Not like I'm trying to be antisocial, but I will at that point in time. There'll become a time, well, I would just rather hang out with the animals than you guys. I mean, I can, if we're still going, I'll hang out with you on here, but I'd rather you be out in the woods with me. But I know you guys got lives and all that, but that's what I would like. Remember, I don't get what I like most of the time. God gives me what he wants in my life. There's a lot of times it seriously just not what I want, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't change or shape or stop where I'm moving in a forward. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. God will do it in his time. And if not, then I'll just buy some other vehicle. I have the ability to go buy something right now. That's beautiful. Thank you for the blessing, Father. I'm just trying to get the one that will be the best vehicle for the money that I'm with. I've never spent this. I don't think I've ever spent this much money on a single vehicle ever. So I've never really done things like this for myself. Remember, I have, most everything I've done here was to build a community with other people. So it's a little different. I mean, I have things, but most things are for the bigger whole, for the bigger picture. I'm a very forward, thinking person, more generationally than, remember, I more think about what happens after I die than I don't care about anything on this earth like that. But it's to get away from people, and then I'll come back and I'll have any vehicle I want. I'm serious. I'll have back those many vehicles. There'll be abundance, and not like that because people won't be ready, and the priorities will shift. Where, things like a bag of beans will be way worth more than a truck. People won't care in a truck. I mean, what are you gonna try to do? Run over a deer or something? If you don't have food or my water filter went, but where'd that go?
It's down on the couch.
No, things like that are going to be way more important. No, I don't do the spa thing, but anyways, because my back's all crushed, messed up. But no, I just need, what I need? I need a day throwing a fishing pole in the water. I haven't done that in 12 years, probably at least, or more. It might have been longer than that. Haven't gone and spent 2 or 3 days in the woods in maybe 10 years. And I used to love going in the woods, camping in the woods. I love the woods. They're my favorite place to be. It's where I feel more at home than anywhere else. The redwoods, I love the redwoods. Are my favorite woods anywhere that I've ever been, as far as the woods. But no, and it's not a permanent thing, too. Like I said, I actually want to move around. I don't want to set up any permanent residence in any one spot. I've owned land for 10 years. It's been fun. Woo! Oh boy, that was fun. Okay, I'm over that. That wasn't that fun after all, and it's okay. It's still interesting, and there's still, like I said, I don't want to own any land anymore. You got to have some land, don't you, Tracy? No, I don't need to own any land. If I can just donate the land that I have to the ministry, I will. And I'm actually trying to donate all 40 and not just 20. So, and if I have to, I'll sell this one. Why don't you just sell that to buy your truck, Tracy? Well, I'd rather donate all 40 of it to the ministry. I have other things up for sale that could sell, that way I won't have to sell this one. See? Then all 40 can go to the ministry because it'd be all one chunk. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? You know what I'm saying? But Tracy, I need to teach you my tricks to make sure you catch fish even bigger. Huh. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I used to grow up and do a lot of fishing, but love fishing. It's been a while. It's just therapeutic, you know what I'm saying? And then I want to catch a fish right on the side of the, and cook the fish right there. Okay, I don't have to burn a fire, but I can bring a propane stove with me, camp stove or something. Got multiple of those little camp stoves, and cook that thing right on the side of the river. Right on the side by the lake. I actually probably on a river. I like to river fish. I don't know about you. I mean, lake fishing's fun, but I love to river fish. So, I don't know. I like the moving current, fish seem to fight better and tend to be just a little bit different in a river. Generally, they don't plant a whole lot of rivers. So I don't want to eat a planter fish. I want to eat a native fish The only fish I won't eat is a brown trout. Or some of these other ones I've never seen before, like yellow colored or golden colored, look like a speckled, But I'd eat a cutthroat, a brook trout, a rainbow trout. Yep. And I haven't eaten a trout in 15 years probably. So, yeah, see what I'm saying, David? That's what I do. That's the life, if you ask me. Well, what are you doing with your life? Don't go chasing waterfall. Remember that song? That's what I'm going to do. Hell with that lady. I don't care what she can go to the abyss herself. I'm gonna go chase waterfalls. There's over 100 waterfalls in the state of Oregon. That would take me years to probably go to all of them. You know what I mean? And then what about all these things I could see along the way from waterfall to waterfall? So that sounds like a better life than even just like, and I would dig being here with a community of people, but it just doesn't have the appeal of being in nature. Now, I'd rather be flipping down the back of my 4Runner thing, pull out my little slider, let my dogs run around and catch a fish or hunt or camp or thing, then sit around here and, TLC, there we go. See what I'm saying, Jack? And then whatever, and say, that's why I said I could go see my subscribers in different states when I get all that, you know what I'm saying? And just float around. Where do you live? I don't live anywhere. What do you mean live? I'm living every day. I go wherever God blows me. Where the wind, he's the wind in my sail. Remember, he's the one who steers the vessel. I don't do anything, he's going to make it all happen. So I think it's a good lifestyle. And then I can have this base here to come back to. As long as I teach and I'm a pastor, I'll make sure that there's 2 pastors' quarters here to house at least 2 pastors here on this property at any given time. See, that's what I'm saying, Jack. I'm not trying to overdo it, but like I'd like to come to your place for like 1 or 2 days, maybe 3 days, and I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? I want to. Just like I want to rent these cabins out here. If I was going to rent them, I wouldn't rent them to any more than 2-3 days. You got to go. Bye. I don't want you setting up shop here. You stay more than 3 days, you can actually file for squatters' rights and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what I'm looking for. In my life, I want the ability to go wherever it is that I choose in the national forest or anywhere, because I can travel. And as long as I'm not setting up a permanent structure, I can stay there 2 weeks, I think. And I can't, after that, I have to move 50 feet. I keep moving 50 feet and they can't say a thing to me. So what a life that's going to be, you know what I'm saying? And then I plan on building this little trailer that I have, which is an old U-Haul trailer, into a little, it's got good bones. I'm going to strip it all down to just the bare metal again and replace all of it and rebuild the whole thing and then turn that. It's 7 feet by 5 feet. It's one of the oldest U-Haul trailers that they make. That's got, did you see what our numbers is there, Lady in Red? We're now 1785. We've gone backwards even more. So, but remember, we're supposed to narrow is the way, not broad is the way. It's not about beginning a big old number. It's about narrowing that number down to no, don't shake your head. Listen, this is the way. We're in the narrowing of the Hados, remember? The narrow way, to be in the same narrow way as Christ. I know you moderate for other channels. Let them blow up. I don't care about the numbers. This channel's never been about that. You know how fast we went to 300 to 17. That was all by God, right? Obviously. So if he wanted it to be at 100,000, it could be that, I'm sure in no time. You just put it in front of I like it. I like going backwards. I've done it a lot in life. I know, but that's okay. Maybe it's God weeding off, all the people that he doesn't want to hear near, so they never come back again. Maybe there are people we already had and he don't want them here. So hallelujah. Thank you for the narrow way, Father. Dialogo. Remember to be pushed down on both sides. Let's squeeze all those ones people that don't need to be out of here. Thank you for all you folks come back regularly. So, you know what I'm saying? Narrow is the way. I'm like, oh, thank you, Father, for getting these people out of here. So he'll put who he wants here, and if he wants this channel to blow up, it'll become one of the biggest channels on YouTube. So, and watch, I do think as I go out and go on the road that, oh, nice. Interesting. David said, I have wanted to get an original Toyota Land Cruiser, then have a trailer with another axle that makes a 6x6. Nice. Yep. Yeah, you do whatever you feel. Lady member said, I don't, lady, and we don't sup with vipers. They come in, sure, but boot them out of here if they are not producing good fruit. I don't want them clogging up the chat. I don't even want to be around here. I want to go to the woods and hang out with rabbits and ferns. Rabbits and ferns. What are you doing with your life? Rabbits and ferns and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. No, yeah, well, just like I said, I'm hoping to meet up with somebody. So Jack said something like this. See, imagine, guys, look what God has potentially provided for me. I have a decent following of people that I have, have met through the years now, because I've done this for years. I'm not trying to set up residence at Jack's house. I don't want to come over there and stay at his place. I want to go for a couple days and a few days and then move on. Go to the woods for a while. Hey, I've got another viewer. I'm going to go over to Idaho because there's somebody over there. Oh, there's a viewer who wants to see you over there, Tracy. Oh, cool. He's got a spot for a couple of days, or he knows of a spot that you can go see something. Hey, there's a waterfall over here, Tracy. Oh, we want to meet up and go take you to the waterfall. Come back, cook you dinner, and whatever. That's what I'm saying. And this is a whole lot better just sitting around on this property waiting for things to happen. Why not make them happen? Go on, and I still can have this, guys. I'm still going to put in. I think I can still put in at least full times, half-time hours on this property and still make this property happen a lot of things. Because that's why I really need this vehicle, guys. I need that vehicle for reliability. It has 58,000 miles on it. That's like a new vehicle. So if I'm going to go on the road, I need something that's going to get reliability no matter the weather, no matter where I go. It might not get the greatest gas mileage. I'm not concerned about getting the best economic. I'm not worried. I just want to try to knock out reliability. So, guys, I'm like $3,000 away from that. That is such a blessing. I'm so happy because, like I said, just a couple months ago, I was still trying to figure out how the funds were going to gather. All my precious metals were taken. Remember, I had assets, but nothing was selling. So since God's let up a little restrainer on me, things have sold. I haven't sold everything, but if I had somebody come here today and they're like, wow, this place looks lean, Tracy, because they're used to seeing 4 or 5 or 6 vehicles in my driveway. So, now there's just one. Tractor's gone, you know what I'm saying? So multiple vehicles. I've sold multiple vehicles now. I told you I would, and I sold them for stupid prices, but remember I said I don't care. As long as I get that 4Runner, I'll be good to go. So, and like I said, it's not for fanciness. It's a 1993. We're not like this is man, I got to have that 2024 Tesla, or whatever. So, no, I haven't messed with the tower at all. Yeah, Dawn, we saw it tonight. It was out here. It's beautiful. Comet Atlas. You can see it out here very well from where I'm at. And it's awesome because it's right above Table Rock. And that's a great, the Table Rock's a great view out here. So, yeah, the last couple of nights got a good view of the Comet Atlas. So, but like I said, think about that, guys. Think about the lifestyle that would be. I mean, obviously I'd have to come back here and pastor from here. But if nobody's going to come here at this ministry right away, then, you know, it'll all come though. It'll all happen. I know it. I know. I just, it's, you know, this would be the true field of dreams. If you build it, they would come. So I just think it would be a good life. You know, even if I didn't do it permanently, if I could go for 6 months or something, guys, or just get out a little, I'd be so energized. Imagine to go hang out. I've been very isolated for a long time, you know, and go out and get out on the road and travel a little bit. I always have traveled, have a CDL. Okay. I had my CDL when I was 21 years old. So I've had my CDL for, you know, what, 30 years or something. So I've traveled. I like to travel. So most time it's hard to believe. A lot of people say, I can't believe you bought land, Tracy. You of all people, I never would have thought you'd buy land. You just never did. You didn't mind renting and fixing up people's houses, and you move around, and, you know, it's just, you just move around too much to actually nail your feet to the floor. So, but remember, I was trying to form a community, wanted to do a, nice. Yeah. So I'm excited. Like I said, guys, I'm getting closer and closer. I mean, I didn't sell anything in the last couple of days that I've gotten getting a little frustrated, but that's not, it's just because my timing is not God's timing. And he's probably, again, going to rip my butt when he, you know, pulls me back to him and say, why did you always, why did you doubt me? I had your back, you know? And I'm like, well, because you always waited to the last minute, to the wire, to do it, God. You know, you couldn't give me just a little bit of time. No, I'm going to make you squeeze it out by the skin of your teeth. So that's the way God works in my world, brothers and sisters. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Like I said, whatever. I don't need to do anything. This would all be, it would just be an amazing life. I could have changes in my life that I think that'll be positive for the ministry. So I'm definitely still excited about how, you know, I don't know what to make God do to make something sell, you know. And the only other thing I can do, and I'm seriously considering it, is taking the deed to this 20 acres and just go getting a loan. Do it. Send it, you know. I probably will by Friday, to be honest with you. Hey, come on, Tango. You always knock over the stream, dog. Can you not walk, but go? He just can't walk by the stream without knocking over the stream. So it's just his routine, I guess. So, silly dog. You're just a silly guy. He's so big. This is narrow in here. And so, yeah, we'll go out on the road. We'll have all the room, you know, that we need. So. Anyways, yeah, battery. Oh, we got a little battery there. Okay, cool. What do we have here? All right, 100%. So, again, I'm close, guys. I'm getting close to getting the shelter done. I'm close to, if something will sell. I mean, I can't just sell small things, so I have some bigger assets for sale. You know, land. I pulled all the rest of my vehicles that I have off for sale because I'm trying to get them fixed. So I have 2 motorhomes that I've been working on, spending money on to try to fix them so I can sell them. So that's why I would have more money too, but I'm spending money to work on the things that I have. That's how I have to work. I have to take money to make money, so I have to fix these other ones up. So, oh my gosh, I haven't been sleeping at all. I just haven't been sleeping, not at all. I don't know what it is. If I'm out, it just doesn't. I don't feel like I'm getting any sleep. But that's okay. I'm laying down. I'm going to bed, but I'm just not getting much sleep. But you have to excuse me for yawning there, but. So Friday, the concrete will come, and yeah, Friday is going to be a big day, you know. because that, everything with the doors will be ready in the shelter. So that'd be so close. With 3 doors, the shelter's done. 10 years, actually, it was 6 years I've been building this now, 5 years or something. 5 years, yeah. 5-year project coming to fruition, coming completion. So very excited about that. Then things could be, climate controlled and be locked up, and then, yeah, it's gonna be awesome, be able to get this kind of behind me. Yeah, I'm a veteran. Unfortunately, I'm a vet, but yeah. So you remember I've got all this logistical stuff going on, and that's going to have to come to a head too by next month. So what changes, big changes are coming in my life, guys, just massive changes, and it looks like maybe eventually some of this work will pay off, so to speak. All this hard work won't be in vain. It'll all be, and then the thing that I'll get is time back. You know what I'm saying? No, I already said that. I said that, David. I know that I'm close. I think once I do that, he's gonna, kind of lift the restrainer, and he already is. Like I said, I already know, because I've now, I had no dollars towards, a $13,000 vehicle, and now, unfortunately, because I just had to pay land payments again, I had 9,000. I don't have it all in cash, but I have some in cash, and I did trade some in precious metals. So it's a mixture, but that's something I could get access to. That I'm only, well, I guess that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's 4,000, not 3,000. But I just went backwards $645 for concrete, and went backwards $700 for rent. So what's that? 714, about $1,500. So now I have 7,500. So now I'm $5,500 short, right? Oh well. I wouldn't have done the math in my head. I was liking it better when I only felt I needed a few thousand, but it is what it is. Oh well. All right, I don't want to think about it. Let's stop talking about that. Dang, man. Oh well, the land payments are paid this month. Everything's taken care of. All right, enough of that. Nothing of that. So moving on. I hope you have a hell shelter, brothers, sisters, and I hope you have a way to get away from the weather. It's very important, Honga Tonga went off that, if you don't think that 129-pound hailstones are going to affect you, just go ahead and keep doing whatever you're doing, and eventually, I believe it's going to happen. So, but that's going to be exciting, guys, to get this project done. And this is a long time in the making. Cool. Yeah, I've got 2 of them going here right now. Art lover. I have a second one that I'm building too. I'm not just building one. I'm building 2. And an underground house, and an underground garden, 3 cabins, and I don't know, 65. I don't know how I do this sometimes. I don't know how he gives me the strength to get up and do this every day, but he does. Sure. You got the Shepherd's Crossing on December 6th, and then you got 5 of 25, where we're going to swing out in front of the sun. We're going to be the only celestial body in the front of the sun. And I'm not covering any of that anymore. I told you I'm not. I'll do it up until 10 of 24, but see, I'm retiring, guys. In 9 days, right? 9 days, I'm retiring, just so you know. I'm all done with this celestial stuff. And I'm not going to ever, you know what I'm saying? I think Tracy would disagree that a sun is a star. No, the sun is a star. God created the stars, sun, and the moon. Heaven is not above your head and earth is not below your feet. God didn't create any planets. Not one single planet did God create in Scripture. So no, we live on a star. Yes, we live on a star. So, and I show you models of the other model, but I don't think any of that makes any. Well, it has some validity to it, but either heliocentric or geocentric doesn't change the magnetism that I've been trying to get you guys to look at. Opposite, polarity, negative, positive. That has no difference between geocentric, but no, we love our star. So what does a star look like? You live on one. You want to know what a star is? You live on one. God didn't create any planets. So we don't live on a planet and we don't live on Earth. So your vocabulary has been space farce too much, space and planets and bunch of you've no escape, so I'm going outside. Taller bring umbrella. Yeah, you won't have to worry about it though, Rain. On your head. Ryan, no, listen. No weapon formed against you will prosper. You know what I'm saying?
We'll go out in a little bit.
It's not. No weapon formed. You don't have to worry. Those plagues won't come against you. If you've done what you're supposed to do. Remember, if you add to this book, you will receive of all the written plagues in this book. Did you add to his book? If you added to his book, you might have an issue. If you didn't add to his book, you got nothing to worry about, right? If you take away anything, your name will be blotted out in that Lamb's book of life. So don't add even the smallest. What?
Marshy, get out there.
Oh, she's trying to get into dog food, huh? He's doing his job. He knows. Get up there, girl. Get up there. She's trying to get into the dog food.
Good petrol.
Hey. She's trying to get into the dog food container, and Tango's doing his job like, hey, you're not supposed to be in there. He will do that. He'll police. He's kind of like that. He's always been like that. If somebody's like, if somebody and I got in an argument, he'd just sit there and listen. But if we raised our voice, started yelling at each other, he'd probably get pretty. And if we started trying to be physical, he would step in and bite whoever was being more aggressive. He wouldn't care if it was me. He's like, no, I'll not have none of that. So they're just their nature. And that's all she's doing, just being a protector.
She wants the food. She wants.
Yeah, well, I'm saying she's in the food container, and I've got the lid. I didn't screw the lid on all the way. That's my bad. Hold on, let me get her that. That will stop making her be able to smell that container. The lid's unscrewed for her. She's like, hey, I can smell that lamb and rice coming out of there.
Is that going to settle your bones down?
I wish my dogs would chew up dog food like that. Only you want some, sweetheart? Here. There you go.
That's all you get. Everybody's getting a little bit, but you got yours already.
All right, hold on. The puppies love the diamond lamb and rice. So we had to give everybody some puppy foods. They love the diamond lamb and rice. You're such a silly girl. It's not so much it's him, you're such a good boy, doggy. You're such a good boy. They're figuring it out, so but no, I'm very thankful. Today This gentleman here dug the whole east wall ditch out, or the back wall, and I decided to dig it all the way down to the bottom, you know,
A couple hours left.
because I want to backfill all that. And so it's going to take a lot of concrete, but that's really going to shore up that back wall where I have a lot of rock. And at one time, because those rocks are big, I don't want any projectiles coming at me from the big rock. So I'd rather have a big, massive concrete barrier behind that rock. And it'll all form to that, you know. So it's going to turn out. I'll show you. Like I said, we'll probably live stream Friday. Okay, we'll probably live stream on Friday. We'll go live whenever the concrete truck. I'll just probably have to set the thing down and not even try to mess with you guys on. I'll just, you know, but we'll let you guys kind of watch the pour there. So lots of work to do in the on the roof, but I think I can get it done in a couple days. You know, the roof formed, and I have to do all the metal work on it. I'm going to have to cut and bend and, you know, whatever, do all the metal work here. So it's going to take a couple days, hopefully. I've got a system in mind on hoping, I'm thinking how it'll work. So I've got tomorrow, what I'll have to do is get the lids put on. I have the 2 more pieces of lid, which when he helped me put the lid on, it was like, well, that's so hard by yourself. And we're like, and it's on, you know. You know, I smashed my finger, but that was nothing because it's how very easy. I've smashed my finger multiple times, and she's like, "I'm sorry," especially like, it's my thing for getting my finger in the way. So, no chance the sun is a star, and no chance it's much bigger than the moon. Are you saying, Jay, that the star is not, no chance the sun is a star? Are you saying if the sun is not a star, Jay, just leave here. Get out of here. I don't want to hang out with you. Leave. You don't have to agree with me. We live on a star. You don't like that? Pound sand, kick rocks. I don't care what you think. You live on a rock. It's called a star. God didn't create any planets. God, you don't live on the earth. So what's your explanation? Or are you just referring to no chance the sun is a star and no chance it is much bigger than the moon? That is one of the stupidest things I think I've ever heard in my life. You're talking to somebody who has tattoos of celestial things, and all I do is teach. You're going to come say some stupid thing like that? Think you've been smoking too much 420 there, Adolf. Might change your name. I can't stand your name, 420. So change it if you ever want to come back here. I don't want you. I don't like the term 420. That's Adolf's birth date. So, and that refers, you're making it sound like a drug when you're referring to it that way. So grow up, Jay. Come back when you maybe get off that dispensary thing. I got your mind forwarded a little bit. So God created the stars, the sun, and the moon. Correct? The heaven and the earth are not below your feet or above your head. So where does it say anywhere in scripture that God created one planet? So what was Jay talking about? Poor Jay, stuck in some mind, you know, thinking we live on a planet, and there's nowhere that says we live on a planet, and that's okay. I don't care what Jay thinks. I just don't want to hang out with Jay. I'm eliminating all people's celestial idiocracy in this chat. I won't allow it. So I never had. Remember, we're not talking about where you're going to put your square peg and whose round hole. Keep that to yourself, please. Don't talk about shapes. Don't talk about your peg or whatever. Keep that shapes and squares and to yourself. It has nothing to do. It just distracts the lesson. So how are we going to learn if we're all sitting there talking about whose square peg and Jane's round hole or whatever? It doesn't matter. Shapes have irrelevance on the magnetism. Magnetosphere. Sphere? Wait a minute. I thought we weren't living on a ball. Okay. So how about a toroidal field? You know what that is? That's like a sphere, isn't it? Well, no, it's more like a donut. So our protection is a donut. Oh my God. I hope we don't have protection from these cop suckers here in America. let's not change the subject to that, Tracy. Don't start talking about copsuckers. But, all right, I can't stand all these copsuckers. Capital letter law. Do you follow monkey law, flying monkey law, Wizard of Oz, Wicked Witch of the West law? I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. So, what about the firmament, Caleb? How did you get on with the vehicle? What do you mean there? I mean, as far as trying to come up with funding, no, I went backwards today. I just did the math, and now I'm even more with the $1,500 behind because of the $700 in land payments and the $650 in gravel. But, oh well. And I should have just bought that green one. I'm so far away, I didn't think about that. But that's all right. I'll make it back up. Watch. So $5,500 instead of $3,000 sounds so much for, but that's okay. It is what it was. And the firmament, the waters below. It's the waters above and the waters below, which is the firmament. So waters above is the firmament, and the waters below. So, and it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to get cold and wet. I don't care which direction you go, north, south, east, or west. So, in fact, it's cold as hell is what Elton John said, correct? Not fire. This nonsense about hell is fire. Where do you get that from? Lake of fire. That's not what it says in my book. It says the abyss. That's a made up different version that you're reading. So I want to read it in the original version. Oh, don't worry. It's, I said, it's just, I appreciate Sister Donna. And God, I would have ever remembered anybody's name in the past, ever. Oh, Donna. Thank you, Father, for that discernment. Just did that for the last 40, 6, 7 years. I think I've had a few years. I've been able to, a couple years maybe. Been able to remember everybody's name and stop telling myself I don't remember anybody's name. So it'll happen. And it doesn't matter, whatever happens will happen. So even if I have to buy a cheaper vehicle, I really passed on one I shouldn't have just passed on, but it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. That's not the one he wanted. Somebody else got that. They were so waiting for it or whatever. Or whatever. They don't care. Or somebody just bought it. It don't matter. It just wasn't meant to be. So I'll figure it out. I think this motorhome will be worth at least, I have a lady who wants to trade me for, Jack, I want to buy a 1993. This is a very specific vehicle I'm going after. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm just chasing, because I got a really nice vehicle the other day. I mean, it was a really nice 4Runner. At first, I thought I needed a truck. Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate all of you. You're such a huge contribution. I'm going to Australia first, so you know. That's the first place I'm going. When I leave the country, going to Australia, and I'm going to go eat vegetables at a sister mental health recovery, follow her over from the TikTok platform out of her garden, because I know she grows a mean garden, and seen some pictures of her garden. So I think she sent some pictures of her garden before in the past. But anyways, brothers, sisters, do appreciate everybody's helped here, with all the comments and all the support of the channel. This channel is going to turn into something here in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It will change, and it's going to get for the better, because I think once I get mobile, that's going to be important. So to answer your question, I'm going after, I thought I needed a truck, okay, because I wanted the dogs to have room, to breathe in the back, and then I needed a 4-door. Because I didn't want to put them, yes, I can't wait. I'm serious. It's when it happens, God's going to make it happen. But I will, the first place, I'll go to Mexico, I told you, because that's right outside the border. But if I leave, the North American continent, Australia will be the very first place I go. Absolutely. For sure. I just have so many, I'd probably go back over the TikTok platform too. And because there were some followers, several followers, from the TikTok platform from Australia. You remember how many people? We had a lot of people from the Australian. I think a third of the people outside of the TikTok, that 20,000 follower channel, had at least a third of the people from outside of the US were from Australia. So a large, my son's the one who caught on that. So it's very important that I do this, guys, because my son told me at one time I had the money to purchase the vehicle and then some, and it would have been all via precious metals. And I was trying to get out of here, but I was also still trying to form the community, and I can't just walk away from things. Like sometimes people can't just walk out of an abusive relationship. Don't just work like that. So I continue to work, and I did have enough money and then some, probably more than triple, more than that, a lot more than that actually, but to buy the vehicle. And my son told me to do it. He's like, Dad, you don't do anything for you. You've been working too hard. 5+ years, almost 6 years now, you haven't taken one vacation. The longest you've ever come over here and stayed with me is 3 days. You won't do anything but go out there and work and do God. You need to do this. You know, if I know if you, because I was talking to a gentleman earlier today, I said, well, if you didn't have those dogs, where would you be, Dad? And I'm like, I don't care. It don't matter. I'll never even think about that. Not having my dogs until they both are dead and die. They're my commitment. I made a commitment to them. So I'm going to continue. So I just dragged it along with me. So the big thing about the decision with the vehicle was to have a place for my dogs. So they have somewhere to go in the back behind me and not, be in the front. It's hard. His dog is a rider up in front, and she wants to be up front the whole time. I know Tango does the same damn thing, but I can't have him up front the whole time. It's kind of dangerous having him up front like that, so, and he's a much bigger dog than her. So he's a freaking animal when he's up there. It's like having this wall next to you. She's down shoulder height. So that's different. They're outside. The kittens are outside now. So I need that crew cab and not just an extra cab. Tango is not a small dog or not even really a large dog. He's like an extra large breed. He's not a large breed dog. He's an extra large. He's 130, and I'm getting him. He's kind of thin right now compared. Remember, I got him back. He was in bad shape, and he was thin and just wasn't. He's looking good now. His tails, he's starting to come back, and yeah, cool. Right on, yeah. Oh yeah. So, Jack, I need a specific vehicle that I'm going after because I know I need the 4 doors. Then I thought I needed a Tacoma pickup. Then it just hit me one day, no, you need to have that cab so that actually if I didn't want them right behind my back, I could kick them in the back, all the way, and they would still be with me and still be under cover. And I actually kind of like that, having them under the cover of the back. And so if the dogs need air, well, guess what? I'll stop and let them out. I'll stop and let them out. So I don't need that truck bed like I thought I needed, because I'm going to tow a little trailer behind it, that 5x7 U-Haul. I plan on lifting it, putting a skid pan on it so I can just drag it like a sled if I have to. Literally, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to make it to where I can literally like drag it like a sled if I have to. If the tires came off of it or whatever, went flat or something, I could still just drag it. So I'm going to put a belly pad on it is what I'm going to do. And there's ways to do that. That's not, I'm sure that could be done pretty easy. But I have a frame built for the bottom of it to put an actual, somebody actually told me, Gary has one. He said, he had a gentleman I know. He said, man, I got a trailer axle for that thing that has a leaf spring on it for you. I talked to him, and he's got a couple of them. So he said, when I come by his place, I got to go up and try to help him out. He had something with his computer thing. I'm like, I'm not super computer savvy, but I'll take a look for you. He told me to take a look at these axles that he's got. So they have a leaf spring, so I could lift it up and get that thing up a little higher off the ground. So between that and, so the vehicle that I'm chasing specifically is not just a 4Runner, but a JDM imported from Japan right-hand steer which changes everything in the vehicle. I mean, that vehicle is nothing like a regular, what we call a 4Runner in the States. It's not. They don't build them the same over there. They build them here. They build them cheap over here, honestly. They're not even half the vehicle they are when they're built outside of the States. So, like the Land Cruiser or like some of these models that you can't get outside. And I don't mean a Land Cruiser, I'm talking about like a Hilux model Land Cruiser with the square bed, you know. So I'm chasing after a 1983 Hilux Surf. It's the SSX model, right-hand steer automatic, which I normally don't like automatic, but because it's, you know, a manual or whatever left hand, I just rather just drive it anyways. I've come to the conclusion I don't need a manual anymore. I thought I did, but after, you know, looking at a right-hand steer vehicle, which I would prefer that to have a manual, but this thing is known for being so torquey that I won't need that manual. I won't. It has so much low end. So the only other thing that I found one that's like 4 years newer that has the 3.0 in it. And I might be able to get that one close to, or for maybe $1,000 more. The guy, I don't know, because he asked me when I made him an offer. He asked me if I was offering $1,000 more than I was offering him for the 93. And this is a 97 that has the 3.0, but it has 125,000 miles on it. This one has 58,000 miles on the 93. So I don't think I'll ever buy another vehicle again, you know, as far as 4-wheel drive. I don't like that it is burgundy, but again, I don't care what color it is. It doesn't matter. It's, you know, it's reliability. I'm not buying something for looks. That's not my preference, but I actually, the color's kind of grown on me over my last couple of Toyotas was, or the second one that I owned before this last one I sold was like a cinder, you know, or a burgundy color. So I was like, oh, that looks like cinder crush. Cool. I like that also. I do like that idea too. But, you know, I'm going to EMP proof my vehicle. I will put an EMP shield on it. You can put an EMP shield on your vehicle, protect yourself. Do you know about EMP shield, David Olson? I mean, it's better to have points, and obviously, you know, I'm saying that you're just run no chance. But you know what EMP shield is? You can protect your car from an EMP. So, so you're funny, lady. But this one only has 58,000 miles on it, so it's like a brand new vehicle, you know. And I don't know, I could use the 3.0, but this 2.4 is known for being real, just kind of a little tank. So it is JDM. It is a much higher end model. And mental health recovery, would you look into, it's called EMP Shield. Don, look into EMP Shield. EMP Shield. And you can get the company and they'll go through all of that for you. They can EMP shield your house, your car, your motorcycle, your electronics. You know, they just put a breaker. It's like a fuse point, basically. Like points open up on a vehicle. That's why you want something old so that electric can't pass with a car that's got points. Now, if the points were closed, that vehicle could get fried. But if the points are open, then there's no way that electric can pass through. But I don't even know that because electric can jump and arc. You can get something near battery post, right? Hook those two cables up, take two and get them close together and they'll arc, you know. So, but that's the idea. I'm pretty sure that it puts a breaker between your system. It's like almost like if anybody's ever played a Xbox 360 and you get the red ring of death, that's like a fuse. You know what I'm saying? It's like a fuse that's telling the system I'm too hot. I'm going to blow up. Instead of the whole system blowing up, I'm going to blow a fuse. So, nice. A smart car. Cool. I like those cars that do the dual fuel, where they can run on both, the car, and they don't like require charging. They run off the car when it's running. It charges like an alternator. I don't know why they did that the other way. Makes no sense to plug a car in. Why it can turn and generate under its own power if Um, oh wow, really? Huh, interesting. Interesting. So, but anyways, brother, sister, I'm a little whooped here, and I got to get up. I woke up a little early this morning to get for no reason. Um, Stayed up a little late last night, so I don't want to stay on here all night. But I just wanted to come in and check in with you guys, let you know I'm still working out here, calling for concrete on Friday. Um, yeah, I'm getting it's getting, ants in the pants. So excited. I can't wait to be, past it in 10, 25, 25. Said, see, or 24. Said, see, guys, told you it wasn't the end of the world, but here, look at what's going on, and who knows, guys, we are definitely getting close to this stupid selection. So I'm not looking forward to that. That's when I'm more nervous about the selection than I am with this. God's going to control that. God's going to control everything. You know what I'm saying? But God has control of the stars, guys. Don't worry about what's going to happen with that. You ain't changing nothing. You should already been here with me by now because you're too far away. You'd already had a plan. And so it's okay. Stay where you're at. Don't relax. It's not coming as a wall all the way over here to the Rockies. That's not how this will work. It's going to start as, an inundation of probably the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia. John, what are they? So it's just, I don't know. They couldn't make it any more obvious for you guys. That they're attacking this from many different angles. This whole East Coast destruction with this inland hurricane. It's quite interesting to see what's happening here. So. Whether it was natural, whether it was induced, it doesn't matter. There were still lives that are lost. So be prepared, okay? Because you never know the day or the hour. And look what happened. I love what happened out there. Not what happened to people, but you could have had all the preps in place. You could have had all the life straws, all the gold, all this, and those people are gone in a moment's notice. Their preps didn't do anything for them, did it? But they died trying. They died trying. At least they died trying, guys. Does that make sense? So, get your spiritual house in order, guys. Yeah, yep, he showed up. So, I better get off here because, like I said, I've got limited days, and I'm gonna go get a food box tomorrow from the food bank. They have a food day tomorrow, so I'm gonna go get some food and go. It's Taco Tuesday. I don't know if I'll stay in that late. God is not brutal. Well, don't worry about it, McDainch. You go ahead, you vessel rat fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. Nobody's going to try to change you in here, Daints. Don't worry, don't believe in God. You don't have to believe in God. Nobody's going to prove anything to you, okay? We don't have to prove anything. None of you say it's not going to change anything in here. You can't change anybody. Nobody tried to change you. You came into the wrong channel. I think you come in and try to hang out with a bunch of religious idiots. We're not religious idiots in here. Some of these people might call themselves Christian. That's between them and whatever. But I am not a Christian, just so you know. Don't worry about it. No worries. God is not going to force you, get into heaven right now, because the heaven is not somewhere above your head. So, much love, brothers, sisters, much agape. Thank you again, Mental Health Recover, for that Cash App donation, or the, I know you can't do that because you're over there, but the YouTube super chat. I do appreciate it, sister. That's going to put some, and then she does it again. She's like getting ready to get out where she did that last time. Much blessings, Donna. Thank you so much, sister. We'll hang in a minute and run your super chat out. I appreciate it. I plan on that. Yes, Josh, absolutely. 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 For the ministry, not for me, but for the ministry. So, yeah, I appreciate it, brothers and sisters. I cannot wait to get all this taken care of here so I can get out on the road, and then I'm going to be able to cool. Actually, mental health recovery, I have plenty of food. You're just chipped in for the truck that I need to get out on the road. Because remember, I just went backwards a little bit because I had to pay, 45 acres of land is not cheap. That's 3 land payments. So, cool. Awesome, Josh. I'm going to come see you, hopefully, for a couple of days or a few days, something, say, I want to come hang out. Colorado, heck yeah. Colorado's gorgeous. One of the most beautiful states in the nation. The Rockies, Colorado's amazing. I've been in Colorado multiple times. So, definitely going to make a trip all around the United States, I'm hoping, and go see multiple viewers. So it's going to be wonderful. So I just need that's what you gave, the super chat. That's the donation you gave here for the $20 super chat. That's called a super chat, Donna. It's through YouTube. Remember, it's AdSense. They're the ones who take 30% out of the, it's the AdSense. It's the YouTube, version. Because remember, you said you're over there and you don't have Cash App or PayPal. So this is the way that you make contributions. And I do thank you every time that you donate to the ministry. So eventually all of it will be, like I said, everything I own is going to be, I'm sure I'm going to have to travel down. Yeah. And I want to be able to go up to Canada too. I want to go up to Canada. That's why I'm really trying to fight this stupid logistics stuff so they can't put any record on me. Thank you, Jack. Like I said, I can't wait to get on the road. And you see what I'm trying to do here, Jack? I'm not trying to sit in here and grift anybody. I have land. If it'll sell, I wouldn't even have to mention it. But it's so I can get in a vehicle and go visit somebody like you for a couple days. And we can sit down and church with each other, you know what I'm saying? And have sit down and have a dinner and sup with people, That's what I'm saying. So I'm excited, and that's why I know God will take care of this, and I'll get in any vehicle now. So I'll have the ability to buy something at this point, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, I don't have any land like that. What's part of Oregon? 2 weeks in. Yeah, absolutely. Now you can have a dinner in church with Kevin. Cool. Yeah, no, we've Kevin making sure he got some burgers today, and we've made burritos. I made burritos this morning, and so I'm not the best cook in the world, but I'm not a bad cook. So we had Western bacon sliders, but without the bacon. Try to kind of give it that Western flavor for dinner. Grilled onions and cheese, and so. But yeah, I appreciate the father sending him here, because he's getting some time too. It's quiet out here, and the dogs are great. His dogs are wonderful. The dogs, she's a female, he's a male. There's nothing. This is just normal behavior. So the dogs are good. I think he's enjoying himself. So I'm blessing. There's actually supposed to be somebody who's calling and possibly coming tomorrow. It's another person that said for a while they were coming, and things didn't work out. And that's okay. But he called me. He's like, look, I want to come out and just check it out. So I said, well, come out and we'll look. You got to show up. I guess that's okay. I should have told people, I should have known that. You better just show up. You want to be in my life, motherfucker. Yeah, well, there you go, Tracy. Hey, I've been here for a couple days, man. That's the way you get in, that's the way it works in my life, guys. You know what I'm saying? This gentleman's here, and he doesn't know. Like I said, he got his own space in his own time. He's here because he wants to be here. I think he's here because God sent him here. This is what he wants to do. So, so I don't want to make him do anything. Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm not in control over that, Bob. I don't, if this guy ends up staying here, it's because not me, it'll be of God. He'll pave his own way. You know what I'm saying? I'm already impressed. Come with a truck. Nobody will take me seriously. And this guy's coming with a truck, a Toyota Tacoma that I know. Remember, I said, you're not going with me in the woods unless you got your own truck. So I want people to be able to go in numbers and then come back, you guys. Nothing I would never ask anybody to do, something that I wouldn't do myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to get on the road, and this will give me the ability to do so. Everything I need to do, this vehicle will give me that ability. So, because everything here is still going to be here. This place is bolted to the ground. Yeah. I mean, if you want to come out here, absolutely. As long as they're here, I have one up for sale that somebody's might be coming in and maybe, trading a motorhome for. But the motorhome that they're trading is actually bigger than that building, But boy, Tina really liked that building today. She fell in love with that building. That was good because I like, she's kind of got a weird taste, a little bit. But I had somebody look at the building, the Rusty Dragon today, guys, and she really liked the Rusty Dragon. What do you pray for, Don? I only pray for the will of the Father, so I don't know what you're praying for. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. You can pray the Lord's Prayer. And you can pray whatever you want. Okay, but I only pray for God's will. God already knows what you want. God already knows I need this. You don't think it's God that's holding me off from these extra dollars and funds? I have $50,000 worth of things on the internet for sale right now. It's God who's holding this back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's God doing it. It's not me. I've got 40 some things totaling $50,000 worth of stuff on the internet for sale right now. How have I not done what I needed to do? It's God holding me back. So I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's the way God works in my life. So I don't always understand it. And sometimes I don't. And a lot of times I don't care, like that. I mean, just don't put the effort into even taking that. I think about a lot of things, overthink a lot of things sometimes, but, yeah, I do that all day, Don. I do that all day. I do that all day. I talk to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm in prayer a lot. So, but God already knows what I want. God already knows what I need. God already knows what I'm going to do. There's nothing in prayer that's going to change anything in God's way or will. Like I had the conversation. Why don't you go see Brother Jim's teaching on what prayer is, Donald? Go see Brother Jim's teaching on prayer. So, and he'll teach you about prayer. You know what I'm saying? It's just have a relationship with. That's all I tell him. Just talk to him. He knows what we're thinking. He knows what we want or what we need. But I never tell anybody to stop praying because there is power in prayer. I just pray for His will. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I love Brother Jim's teaching on prayer, the definition of prayer, and his teaching really makes people understand. Now, wait a minute. This isn't prayer. Pray, that's not prayer, But I think you've been here long enough to know, Donald, it's a relationship, not a religion to me. And as long as you're having a conversation and he knows your voice, he's kind of got to have to know your voice, guys. If the only time you ever cried out to him was when something was bad was happening, I don't think you have a relationship with him. If that makes sense. You got to talk to him, good and bad and in between. So that's why I know in my life right now, whatever is not happening is because this is His will. It's not of my own, I don't understand election. You mean the elect, Doug? The elect? His chosen, His bride? Yeah, so you see what I'm saying, guys? There's nothing that's stopping this from happening. How did I sit there and for 10 years try to form a community and I don't have that by now? I was offering free buildings, you know what I'm saying? A free living space, nothing free, but you had to build this one with me to finish this one. And here's all the material sitting next to, like, you see that there's all the material sitting next to the Rusty Dragon. There's a whole other building sitting right there that could be built right next to the Rusty, every one of these buildings has enough material normally sitting next to it to build another building, or nearby. There's some material to build your own building. And that's what I was offering, but that's okay. because that's not what God wanted for me. If that's what he wanted, I would have 10 people here right now, right? So I don't trip on what God puts in my life or takes away. Easy come, easy go, you know. But there are things that are important for me, and one of them at this point in time, because I think if I'm to teach and get on the road, believe is in a thought in your head, Hicks. Okay, and the elect, who was that earlier? Is stay tuned, and I'm going to finish this lesson up. But if you'll subscribe to this channel, or go watch Brother Jim at Grace and Truth here on YouTube, the elect is already who he bought. It's in the channel name, Predestination. Pro orizo. He said through Paul in Romans 8:29, he said, I also did foreknow who I did predestine to conform to my image, to conform to the image of Christ. So that is the ones that he bought. Like the 5 shekels had to be paid to the king. You had to have your post marked, your headdress, your address, the post of your doorway, your, the entrance where you live. If you ever go to the post office, they got your address, right? Post office, address, headdress. You have to have your post marked with the blood of the Lamb. This was what God required as the 5 shekels be paid to the king, and to have this sacrifice, and he would be called Passover. Okay, this is part of his requirements. There's certain requirements that God has, and then he will fulfill his word. So the elect are the ones that God purchased from the foundation of the world. From the foundation of the world, he already knew them. This is even before he wrote the Old Testament. He already knew he would come back and not just take 2 houses, but all flesh this time. So under this covenant, under this pro orizo, he said, I also did foreknow who I did predestine. That is the Greek word pro orizo, which means to be predetermined or imprisoned, pre-selected, divided. He divided us from his light. We are in darkness. That's what this meat suit represents, the darkness. He is the light within inside us. He tells us to cut off this flesh and listen to the voice inside us. The voice inside us doesn't have a flesh. That's the Father. Inside you, Christ in you, the physical temple was destroyed. So under this covenant, he said, I also did foreknow who I did to predestine to conform to my image. Pro orizo. Orizo is the horizon or the light. See, there's this plane here. That if the sun came up every morning on the horizon, they would call that the light, because that's where the light came from. Get it? So I called the channel name Predestined for Light. It said Predestined for the Horizon, because was this guy work for Verizon or Horizon or Wireless or something? And the name didn't work. I didn't think it would work in this day and age. So the light he is the light. He said, I am the orizo, the light. I am the hados, the aletheia, and the orizo, the way, the truth, and the light. So the only way to the Father is through the Son. And the Son came in flesh to fulfill the laws of the flesh, so that we're not under that covenant. So he also did foreknow. That Greek word means prognosko. Prognosko is, or not means, it's prognosko, to foreknow or to have foreknowledge of. So for the foundation of the world, he set and paid the price to the Father, the actual bride price that he paid, like the 5 shekels. Then he came in flesh to fulfill and save all flesh, not just Jews, but Jews and Gentiles, man and woman. All flesh would be saved under this covenant. Not everybody, just a tiny little bit of everybody this time. Not just the house of Aaron or Levite, but he imprisoned us in this flesh, in this meat suit, in this darkness. And from the foundation of the world, he called out to his bride and will call out to our hearts and says, if I did not call out to their hearts to seek after me, 7-day Sabbath, 7-day Jesus, 7-day gospel. That's why I teach you that. It says the heart is continuously filling with wickedness. And if he didn't call out to our hearts to seek after me, I am, one of us would. So he's the one that makes us do what we're doing. We're not doing it. He's doing it. If we're doing it, then that is self-will. Okay, well, I'm trying to make you understand. Predestination is in the Greek. I don't care who you've been reading. There's probably some Calvinist idiot who doesn't define the word predestination, doesn't know the word in Greek. And I'm giving you the Greek definition with a lengthy answer there, Doug. And I was going to shut it down, but I always have time to teach, okay? Especially if it's channel name. Predestined for light. Predestination only applies to a teeny tiny number of people he already knew way back here that he was going to come back in the flesh and fill. Oh, predestination applies to everything. No, that doesn't. Predestination, it's in the definition. He said, pro orizo, predestination. Paul, I also did foreknow who I did predestine, conform to the image of Christ. Predestination is pro orizo. I pulled them from their darkness. I enslaved them. I imprisoned them. I divided the day from the night, the dark from the light. I am God. I am sovereign. I am the only thing that exists without darkness. I cannot be defiled. I am light, and I push away all darkness. I'm not darkness that tries to attach to the light. I am the light that pushes away all darkness. I am sovereign. I am the only thing that has free will. No such thing as free will. God's will, agape, and self-will, porneia, or idolatria, to serve lies or the fortunes to self. Rule, serve your own ruler. You can't serve two masters. Mammon, self, and the Most High who exists without flesh. Mammon is flesh. You can't serve flesh and the Most High, so you must be born from above. Not again. He didn't exist without flesh. Yes, that's it. That's I am. Remember, he doesn't exist like with flesh. Like a child doesn't know what it's doing. It doesn't know that it has flesh. It doesn't know it's going to burn itself until it actually reaches and touches it the first time. Ow! Right? Now it knows. But it didn't know until it actually had that. See, that's how he wants us to be without flesh. Walking around like we're blind, like the lady said today, Tina, like totally disattached from this self. So I also did foreknow who I did predestine to conform to my image. I divided them from my pure light in darkness. I divided the day from the night, the dark from the light. I pulled them from their darkness into my light. That's what predestination is. Those he chose from the foundation of the world, and it's just a teeny tiny number of everybody this time. Those are his elect. You can call the elect what it says of the 144,000, 12 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. That is the old covenant. Under this new covenant is the same 12 from each of the 12 tribes, 12 from all houses, not I'm from the tribe of Jeremiah and Judah, or I'm from Judah and Jeremiah. We didn't succumb to the idolatry, and God didn't split the kingdom. So we, before we did, so we're getting 1201. And Gad, and you guys are getting 11,998. No, 144,000, 12 times 12 is proof that he came back to fulfill and save all flesh. Not everybody, just a little bit, because it says in the book of Luke, fear not oligos flock. Oligos flock. So, what do we got here? What's that? This verse outlined the biblical usage to determine, decide before him to New Testament God training to an attorney before appointed beforehand. So there we go. Prognosko is a Greek word to have far knowledge of. So he pulled us from our darkness, which we would call our meat suit. You know what I'm saying? Don, what do you keep saying that you know that? Just spit it out. You've asked the question, so who's going to be the next president? I'll stroke your little thing. Donald Trump would be the final president of the United States of America. So who would be the other? The United Nations, Xi Jinping. Who? Tracy Werner. Tracy Werner? You got some kind of profit or something there, Donald? Remember, I run this show better than any president that's ever been elected. Ever. I run circles around any of these presidents. Any one of them. Name it. I could do a way better job for this country. I start by abolishing the federal government and putting Donald Trump in prison with Hillary. Yes. So who's the next president? And we better wrap this up. So predestination are the ones that he already bought and paid for the foundation of the world. And it's just a little bit of everybody. Under the Old Testament, they were not They were not under predestination or salvation or grace. They were under the laws, statutes, commandments, 613 of them. Nate. Is that your answer, Nate? All that stroking for that little finale? Nate. Nader? Are you talking about Nader? Or... Now, I'll be the next president of the United States, or the last president, if they ever select truly they do like this revolution takeover, and they make some kind of thing. You'll have me, but I won't recognize myself as the president. I would never do that. So what Nate are we talking about? N8, Nate. Nader. I know of Nader. Governor Nuisance from California.
Come on. You want to get a snack? Let's go. Come on.
So I didn't get the next who the next president's going to be from Don. Who's the next president going to be there, Don? Donald. Standing by. Nate. Canadian prepper Nate? Nice. Thank you, Lion. Nate from Canadian prepper? Holy smokes. Nate from Canadian prepper. That's good. He'd make a good president. He really would. I think he'd make a good president. He's smarter than a whip. That dude is smarter than a pistol, man. He is. He's super smart. Nate is very intelligent. Man, he's not stupid. Not at all. So, all right. I don't think we're going to get the answer. So, he's jerking our chain here. He sat there and asked it 15 times and don't answer the question. It's like a tease. So, we're getting teased by Donald here. So, careful. Donald's pulling back the rug on you. So, if I remember correctly, Mr. Thump said, you won't vote again. This will be the last election. So what does that mean? Oh, yeah, you are. You didn't say anything. You sat there and asked the question 5 times, and then I asked you a finally thing, and you're beating around the bush. So, yeah, you are. You're a tease. So you never came out and said it. So, all right, I didn't see it, and I watched you the whole time. I paused for quite a long time, and you just sat there and played. I'm not going to give you any of this or honey unless you do the dishes crap with me. So. Well, all right. I didn't see it then. Nate is all I got. Nate. I watched your chat. I saw Nate. That's it. Nate. So, anyways, moving on. It don't matter. This politics is a bunch of nonsense. There will be no president after this next election. We won't make it to the next election. No way in hell. So, if you think there's going to be another selection in 2028? No, I don't think so. So. Don, we did get a sufficient answer. Did we? Don, then David, tell me the answer. What is the answer? Because I don't know. Did I miss it or something? Did my chat go off or something? What was the answer? Who's the next president? Nate. I got N8. That's it. N8. Remember? I sat there and I waited. Nate. Is there something I missed here? Yeah, I'm starting to get a little confused myself here, lady in red. Did anybody else witnessing what I'm going on here? Where did... Okay, we didn't. All right, I was in. Okay. It's like, wait a minute. I thought. So, anyways, Donald, you can think whatever you think of whatever president, and that could happen. There could be, but I don't see that. I don't see the United States being a country in 2028. So I don't know who the next president would be. I don't even. I know that's a possibility, but I don't see it. And it's still, I'd say 50-50. Nobody's upsetting anybody. Done. You can't sit there and tell somebody, hey, ask, because you asked 5 times. Hey, guys, you know who you think the next president's going to be of the United States? I stopped the chat for you, okay, and ask you, and then you don't answer. So can't do anything. You put 2 letters, so you didn't answer. So you're playing beat around the bush. Is it not going to be another bush? I told you to stay out of the bushes, right? Al Gore receives more presidential votes than any other president in the United States of America. Yet you got what? Baby Bush. So stay out of the bushes. So I made a couple guesses. Yeah, so there's nobody's upset. There's no. I don't. Hopefully, we don't have any snowflakes in here. They're gonna get upset like that. So, no worries. Hey, there was a lot of time I didn't reveal who the 7th king was. Patience, please. Okay. See, there we go. Donald, you're a freaking tease. Patience. Get out of here, you knucklehead. Look at this. Donald's a tease. Donald's a tease. Donald's a tease. Donald, oh, patience. Get out of here. Put him in timeout. Put Donald in timeout. I don't like people who play games with me. This ain't no game. Donald, you're in timeout for fucking with me. Stop playing with me. Sit there jerking my chain. Go play Pornhub somewhere else. Sorry, I apologize for the cussing, guys. It was at the end of the stream. I'm a little tired, so sit there and hey, oh, hey, patience. What a jerk off, man. Seriously. Sit there and play with us like that. Man, I didn't even get the happy ending, man. The next time, can you at least talk dirty, whisper in my ear or something, some Vaseline or gasoline, gasoline, a little reach around before you decide to, I get screwed by the government every day. I don't need to sit there and have you screw with me. So, pretty silly, Donald. No, hey, Donald's all right. He'll come back. So he's welcome back. We're just put him in timeout for a minute. He's like a kid. He's playing games. So stop playing games. It's serious. But anyways, much love, guys. I better wrap this thing up. It's almost 2 hours. Let's. I've had a good stream. It was a good stream. No hard feelings. It's a Donald. We just put him in timeout for a minute. He'll be back. Donald. We'll see him on. He's a moderator, isn't he? So he'll be back. Don't worry about. Oh, I don't know if he is. He'll be back though. He'll be back, guys. Don't worry about it. Donald's. He don't have soft skin, so Donald's been on the channel for a while, so he'll be back. Don't you worry about it. He's not going nowhere. That's whatever. He's playing poker or something. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Whatever. He's like, look over here. Don't look over here. So that's no worries. Much love. Donald's welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm not going to throw Donald out of here or anything. So he's playing games. I'll play games back with him. He got put in timeout. So that's right. Like I said, much love, guys. Lion, we've already said that. This is the 7th king was the one who supposedly got the fallen technology, which is a bunch of hogwash. It's just a bunch of 1800s technology. So there you go. There you go. That's the 7th king. He'll be revealed as the 8th king, and he will not be revealed as a physical entity. You know what I'm saying? It will be an AI spiritual antichrist. And the antichrist isn't even what people are thinking anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, no, Trump isn't the 7th. No. This Trump is being preserved. I don't know about that, Brian. That's crazy. Like Michael Jackson, cryogenic brain. That's pretty interesting. They met in, you know what I'm saying? They met the Vatican, both the Russian Orthodox priest and the Pope met in Antarctica. Interesting. So, yeah, in there though. Exactly. So, okay. Much love, guys. Let's wrap this up. We just hit the 2-hour mark. That was a good blog. I appreciate it. Anybody want to help out with any of the concrete fund? I mean, the concrete's paid for, so it just helped with the. I will go with my truck fund. Anybody want to help with my truck fund? Concrete's paid for. I paid for the concrete with the truck fund. So the concrete's paid for. It'll get paid for, and it's extra. And I didn't want to order that too much, but it is what it is. It's better to have too much than not enough. So thank you for mental health recovery. That will help. I'll put it towards that fund, and then I'm quite a ways off now, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep going. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for your time this evening and your tithe of time. That's always important. I know I get a little redundant when I say this, but you can't print any time. You can't print time. You can print money. You can go make more money, but you can't make any more time. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I went to town today thinking today was Taco Tuesday. And it's Monday, guys, but it's probably closer to dark 30 right now here, midnight, 0001 hours. So I better go here, guys. I appreciate love you guys, and I will see you again. Thank you for the support of the ministry, for everybody comes in and hangs out in here. And moderators, thank you for doing your job in here. Good to see everybody back in here, all the regulars. Lion's in here from Canada. Lisa's in here. We know she's trying to move around, get out of where she's at. Lady in Red, our moderator, to see DAce in here, a regular follower of the channel. I appreciate you coming in. David, even Don Old playing Jerking My Chain a little bit. Jerking My Chain. Ryan from, the filthy hell, the filthy Portland, the filthy Portland area of the Pacific Northwest. So much love. Again, I appreciate everybody, all the regulars coming in, and anybody who joined us, anybody who's hitting this stream afterwards, will you please at least hit the thumbs up for me? That is something that, will help the algorithm. We're going backwards, guys. You guys ready to go to 16,000? Hey, we went from 18. We'll go back to 17. Let's see how long it takes us to go slide backward to 16,000 subscribers, guys. Do we care? No. As long as you're here, I don't care how many subscribers this channel has, okay? As long as we as a family can come back here and fellowship on this channel, there could be 50 people here, guys. Because I think that is pretty much our base here, just so you know, unfortunately. But I think we got about 50 people who frequent the channel that come and talk to each other and participate. There are people who hang out and be quiet. I know that. Hey, all you people that are sitting in the chat right now, because we have had people before sit in the chat and come out and say, Tracy, I've watched you for 6 months. Tracy, I've watched you for 8 months. Tracy, I've watched you for a year. Thank you for just standing by in the chat and not saying anything. I know that sometimes it takes somebody 6 months to say something. You might be one of those people in here right now just listening. I appreciate you being in here. You don't always have to conversate ever in this chat if you want. You probably be better not say anything. Just take and write some stuff down and glean what you want. If you want to, it's there to conversate. Obviously, we're pretty tough on what's put in the chat. So, but I thank those people, because that does come from time to time on this channel where people come forward and said, Tracy, I've been listening to you for 6 months. This is my first time saying anything. So if you're one of those, I appreciate you. You can stay in the sidelines and never say anything on this channel, okay? You're not required to comment, even though I say, because your time, that's between you and God as far as knowing that you're in here. And if you're taking anything from it, you don't ever have to say a thing to me or anything in this. Well, it started 10 years ago, Donald. It's all about what he told me to get under the ground. It was all about hailstones and knowing that I've been saying for 15 plus years, you're not going to make it unless you're underneath the ground during this next event that comes. I don't think you will. Men's hearts will fail them for what is to come upon this earth. So I appreciate you guys that hang out in the chat that don't say anything. And so you're not required. Your comments are not your tithe. That's a bonus. That's like adding to your faith. Just being in here and being quiet. And I do thank those, because we've had, honestly, in the last few months, I probably had 6 or 7 people come forward, and that's not a bunch, but that is to me, and say, Tracy, I've been watching you for a year, and I decided to say something this time. So I appreciate those people who stay in the wings and don't say anything. Your time is valuable to me, just so you know. So don't ever put a comment in this chat. And I still love you too for just being here, okay? If you're drawing something from here and, you kind of should speak up, but that's okay. Don't. Go do it with your family. Go learn something and go do it somewhere else. You don't have to do it here. But I do want to let you know that I'm getting chills right now, guys. Seriously, thinking about there's people who sit here on this channel for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 months and never say a word. You know what I'm saying? That's so edifying, guys. I've been here 6 months. I ain't saying anything. I want you to know I appreciate the channel. Wow. Guys, we're all part of that. Okay, we're all part of that. They're watching all of us in here, please. They're not just watching me then, right? They're probably watching every one of your comments in here, okay? Like they work for the government or something, But no, I appreciate that, guys. They're watching you too, okay? They're not just listening to me, brothers, sisters. They're listening to me. I'm telling. Do you guys ever? I do this. I better go after this. You guys, I'll read something, like watch a blog or something. I'm telling you, most of the time I learn more out of the comment section than a lot of times I do watching the blog. Does that make sense? I learn more out of the chat comments, or chat in this case, but out of the comment section than I do sometimes watching the video, because I'm getting all these different perspectives of people's opinion on what they saw, So I like that. I appreciate you guys being here. So remember that when you're in here, people are watching you, and sometimes they might be drawing from you. I'm not trying to make you nervous. Some of you guys, oh man, I'm never coming back in here. I didn't know that was being watched. Well, not by the government, but maybe people are in here learning. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So blessings to those who come forward sometimes and say, hey, I've been watching this channel because it's very edifying. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, guys. It's so edifying knowing that there are people who sit there on the sidelines and I have no idea they're there and they're writing it down, or, you know what I'm saying? But then, guys, think about this. They're here watching your comments too, because they're not totally distracted by making the comments. That's why I don't participate in the or I don't participate in Brother Jim's chat over there at Grace and Truth Ministries anymore. I just won't. I don't think I ever will again, because I don't want to get distracted from what Brother Jim's teaching. I've actually found when I participate in the chat with Brother Jim, I don't learn half as much. And my time is valuable now. So not that I don't love all my brothers over there and sisters at Grace and Truth Ministries, because I mirror it here, but it distracts me. So all of you guys, once again, I'm beating this almost like a dead horse, but I just want you to know, all you silent people that are in the wings, that never say anything, I do appreciate you coming back here. So just David, Don, John, all you people, listen, some of you people who follow, remember how important your comments are in here too, okay? That's why I have you guys moderate this channel the way you do, okay? That's why we moderate this channel the way we do, as far as the comment section. Not me, I hardly do any moderating. I put all my trust in you guys, so to speak. So they're watching you guys. They're watching you. And you guys that leave comments are probably watching you, not because they're not distracted by me or the comment section. They're able to learn from both me and you guys in the comment section. So thank you so much for what you do in here. You know what I'm saying? Because they're watching all of us. It's not just me. This channel is not about me. It's the fellowship. And so some people are like that, guys. Some people learn from example. Some people learn from reading a book. Some people learn hard knocks. Everybody learns different. So thank you so much for being a part of that. You know what I'm saying? For being a part of this conversation that is being, and we all know God's watching everything more than anything. But it's such a blessing to be edified. Well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. It's blessings. I try to, and I apologize, I haven't been in here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I just been busy, guys, but I'm going to go on the road here soon. This channel is going to be wonderful, guys. I cannot wait to go into the churches, okay, and expose these churches as not where he dwells. He dwells on YouTube. God dwells on YouTube on the Predestined for Light channel way more than this church down here, guys. They got a pretty big church in this little small town. The farmers pay for it. It's a good-sized church. The word of God resides more in here in this YouTube channel. Come on, guys. They get 100 people to go in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, Josh, heck yeah, man. I just had another steak the other day because I haven't been eating as much red meat. So thank you for being a part of the body. The body, guys. This is kind of an exercise, if you will, of how this will work with God. I'm getting chills again, guys. I love this. He is the head, and we are the body. As we can't be together right now, we are one because of the interweb, okay? Thank you, God. I hate this stupid internet because it's so filthy, and there's so many disgusting things that are done on the internet, but thank you, God, for this ability for all us to be one body. This is kind of a mock-up of how this will work later on, guys. Do you understand? We're all together now. We're not going to see each other, but we're all one. That's beautiful. So he's preparing us where we will be all together on the other end. Isn't that be such a blessing that we never got to see each other in this flesh, but we know we'll be together on the other side as one body, one whole body. I love that, brothers and sisters. This channel has been such a blessing for me, and I hope it has for you too, with the other people that are here. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not just Dawn, we're not just Lisa, we're not just Lady in Red. We are the whole. We are one whole. Okay, so I do appreciate that, everybody, for all your comments, because you make this channel what it is. I can sit in here and talk all day. Tracy doesn't lack that ability, okay? But it's the comments that's added to this chat that makes this chat not like any other YouTube. You understand? Not like any other YouTube. There's not another YouTube channel like this. No, there's not any close channel that's even close to this. Even Brother Jim's channel is not close to this channel. You make up this channel, brothers and sisters. It's not just this guy in the hat and the beard, okay? It's you and us, right? Us, all of us as a whole. So blessings, okay? This needed to be brought out because as the channel slides backwards in numbers, it's not about the numbers. It's not about how many numbers this channel has. It's about the quality. Anybody use cannabis for medicine? I use cannabis. I got to go. My back hurts maybe before I go to bed. I would rather have a little bit of cannabis, maybe a box of it this big, of good cannabis, or I could just use a little bit than a whole dump truck load of something I don't want. Brown frown from downtown. Does that make sense, guys? Anybody who uses cannabis as a medicine, you can take your dump truck and drive it somewhere else. I'm going to take that little box because I don't want even nothing out of your dump truck. I don't want it. This is the quality that we got here, brothers and sisters. This is the quality that we have. I'd rather have quality over quantity any day. And I'd rather have time over money any day of the week. And I've already been blessed with that, brother, sister, just so you know. So I don't even deserve any of this time. So why do you spend almost that time on YouTube, Tracy, doing all that? Because God has blessed me with more time than I ever have deserved. And I don't deserve a thing. But you know what I'm saying? So that's why I do spend more time in here with you guys. Because this isn't about just me. Okay? So I know I whine a lot, but I think I'm getting over it a little bit. And am I as whiny? I'm not as whiny as I was a month ago, right? I got a lot of stress with my son. That too. But I'm trying not to be as whiny. You know, this channel's getting awful General Hospital here, Tracy. These are the days of our lives, as the world turns. So you guys are the best. You guys are the best. This is the best channel on YouTube. I really think so. Not like greatest mega. This is the best body as a church thank you, brothers and sisters, for. I am whiny. I've been whiny. I know I have. I'm going through a lot, guys. I'm going through a lot. It's okay. I'm an emotional guy. I'm in touch with my feminine side. I'm all man, but I'm emotional sometimes because I'm a man. And I've cried on this television. I've cried right in front of you guys. So I don't, can I not be whiny? So, yeah, I just try to be me. You know what I don't do, guys, is I don't come in here and try to be an actor. I don't try to act anything in here. I just try to be who I am so that you guys could see who I am. You know what I'm saying? Just see who we are. I'd rather be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And then you not actually, because I think like Kevin came, right? He's here. I don't think Kevin is any different. I think the person he sees here is the person that I'm with when I'm off screen. I told you I'm a lot to deal with. And it's cool. It's been cool to have him here because we've had some conversations about some things I can't talk about on here, obviously, right? Things are pretty crazy right now. So this channel is the best channel on all of YouTube. And as far as just fellowship, and I thank you for being a part of that, brothers and sisters. Without you, this channel wouldn't be what it is. So let's, when we can, and you can afford it, buy time, keep coming back when you have the time. Okay? And I'll keep trying to keep this channel up until I can't, until I possibly just can't do it no more. But I see that the channel will envelop from here, especially if I can get on the road. Because I'll take the channel on the road. We're going on the road with the channel as soon as God will allow it. So you want to help out? Straight truck fund now. That's where this is going to go. I got to get the truck out of the way. And I have a good chunk. But I just paid, $1,500 worth of payments for, and so I'm back $1,500. But well, doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. So, cool. So, anybody want to help out? Cash App's down there. If not, your tithe of here is more of a blessing. God will provide, and eventually, I'll just buy a piece of crap truck if I have to. Toyota. I don't care. I don't mean a piece of crap, just not what I want. And that's fine. I'll be happy with that. As long as it's a Toyota, I'll be happy. It doesn't have to be pretty. This truck just seems to have reliability. And I don't, guys, it's hard for me to get in. I've never had a vehicle that I really could get in and go, man, this thing will go anywhere. And I mean, I don't have to worry about it. It's so new. I've never bought a new vehicle ever in my life. So, and this would be probably the closest to new I've ever bought. So, well, we'll see if I get it. I don't even know if I'm getting it. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, right? So, this is a 1993 Lion. It's a 1993. It's an older vehicle, so it's older. So it's older. It's not new, but it's only got 58,000 miles on a diesel. So, what a nice truck this will be. Maybe someday I'll be on this live stream and I'll be in the front yard and that truck will be out front of this house. So, oh no, Nick, I was just going to get off here. I better stay down here for a bit, but blessing. So seriously, guys, I think this is going to all come to fruition very soon. Okay. And we've got a lot of work's been put in it. So, but I'm not done working for God. What I plan on doing is taking this show on the road. We'll go into the woods. Yes, you will. You guys are going to see me hunt in the woods, or I don't know, fish. I don't think I'll do any hunting like that kind of hunting, but whatever, we'll figure. Maybe we'll set up a fall trap and see if we can catch something, with the fall trap, or set up a leg trap, or a slide, or just different ways to show you how to set up different ways to trap animals, small game, right? And I'd like to be able to go into the churches and point out and talk into their, hi, I'm Tracy. How you doing today? Good to meet you, sir. I heard a lot about the church here, and was interested, and yeah, cool. So can you tell me about, so do you guys, we got family and stuff. They love the holidays and stuff. You guys celebrate holidays here? You guys do birthdays and all that. You guys have a big birthday. You guys have to do a Thanksgiving thing here, and yeah, yeah, Oh, cool. Well, awesome. All right. Well, do you guys teach any Greek? You know what I'm saying? Do you guys teach any Greek in here? I was told you guys might teach. Well, no, we don't teach any Greek. Okay. Oh, well, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, I got a question for you. You know, I was hearing that you guys really have a pretty good program here. And you see this picture here, right here? You guys know it's coming. See, this is a picture of Lot's wife. This is a picture of Lot's wife. You know what I'm saying? This is a picture of Lot's wife. And let me ask you a question, okay? Now, it says right here in Scripture, it says Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt, right? Okay? Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt, right? So was there sodium involved? I mean, we're just trying to clear this up. You are the pastor here. We figure you got to be the man who knows this, right? So when we go there and we ask this pastor or whatever, maybe somebody said that they got a pastor, whoever this pastor was, and I asked this pastor, and I said, hey, so Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt, right? So that's because it says, here's this image. I've took this out of Scripture, and I took this. So she was turned to a pillar of salt, right? What is he going to say, guys? What is that pastor going to tell me? When I show him a picture of Lot's wife, because you can find the image, there's multiple images of the same thing, of this supposed image of Lot's wife. It looks all like it's, right? Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt, right? So if we ask the pastor, he will say yes, right? Guys, I'm not going to go like rip that pastor's butt, okay? Like that, especially if he has people sitting in the church pews or something like that, right? But I'll say, listen, pastor, please, that's not the truth, pastor. Lot's wife was not turned to a pillar of salt. There was no sodium involved, pastor. Thank you. Actually, my name is Pastor Tracy. I have an online ministry. What are you confused on there, line? I have an online ministry and we teach. So let me give you some information. Do you have a piece of paper or something I can write this down? Write this down. Grace and Truth Ministries. Brother Jim. Go check out Brother Jim's this channel for me, and you guys are more than welcome. If you want, you guys can get CDs, and you guys can just start teaching Brother Jim's ministry in here. And, I'll bring some CDs with me. They stopped sending me CDs, guys. I'm a little disappointed, but that's okay because I've kind of backed off away from inside the chat and stuff. So, okay, but she wasn't turned to a pillar of salt, lion. That's an idiom. Like, hold on a second. I got a frog in my throat. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got a frog in my throat. Do I really have a frog in my throat, lion? There we go, Nick. It's an idiom, okay? It's an idiom. And it was an idiom that meant to succumb to your death. To succumb to your death. She wasn't turned to sodium. That's not what that meant. That meant to succumb to your death. So she was not turned to a pillar of salt. There was no sodium involved. It was just an idiom, like I heard it from the horse's mouth. We say a lot of those these days. So she succumbed to her death. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. She looked back, she succumbed to her death. So that's what it means to be turned to a pillar of salt. Okay? It means to succumb to your death. So we can go expose these churches, guys. Listen, please listen to me. If that man is a pastor and he's standing in the pulpit, right? And I go up and I ask him. Now, I'm not trying to be mean to him, but I'm saying, sir, listen, can you tell me the gospel? Can you tell me the gospel of Christ? Can you give me any gospel, any teaching of the gospel? And they're going to give me some watered version of some watered down milk. They're not going to give the meat. They're not going to give me any meat. I feed you the meat. I give you the meat. And that's what he wants you to eat, of the meat. drink of the milk that's not watered down. And so that's what, so this is how I think this channel will go. And I think it'll be great because we'll go in and then maybe we can turn a lot of these churches over to give them a Grace and Truth Ministry CD and give them the number and walk out. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. I'm not trying to cause division like that, guys. I'm not trying to go in there and, you know what I'm saying? You stupid idiot. You're, you know what? You're a devil. You works. I'm not going to try to do that. I'm just going to actually try to bring him over to Brother Jim's teachings and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel if you'd like as well. We have a ministry over there. You've got how many people here? 50, 100? There's 17,000 followers over on this channel. There's 20,000 on the other channel. You know, there's almost 40,000 followers between the two channels. You pastor to 100 people. I pastor to 40,000 plus people, you know. So I'm not saying that you're, you know, this ain't no mega church, but there is a lot to be learned and had from other people. So that's what I think the channel will go real well, guys. And I think you guys will dig it. You know what I'm saying? And then we can turn people over to the gospel, to the narrow way, you know? Heck, I might even come back. Hey, could you come back? And yeah, no, that'd be wonderful, wouldn't it, Nick? It'd be fun. It'd be enjoyable, you know? And maybe they'd let me come in and teach for an hour or something. Okay, Pastor Tracy will come in and teach us a lesson. Well, you got a whiteboard? You got a whiteboard? I got my books right here. You know, let's get this thing going. Let's start with the gospel. Hallelujah. All right. Jeremiah, Elijah, Lazarus. You know, because let's get it started in here. Let's teach them the gospel, the narrow way. So I think this channel will be a fun channel to watch when I'm on the road. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be a fun channel to watch, you know, to go in there and help these people find the narrow. That's all we're doing. We're loving them. We're loving them. Love thy enemy like thy love thy neighbor, like I love thyself. We're showing them, hey, this is the broad way. No. The Lot's wife wasn't turned to a pillar of salt, Pastor. That's the broad way. That's a translation. That's an idiom. She was actually succumbed to her death. That just was an idiom. Do you teach any of these people idioms here? Let everybody go around. Is everybody here? Actually, let's do this. Let's do this and we'll close this out, guys. Well, yeah, you're right. You keep saying you're closing it out, Tracy. Put an idiom in the chat for me, guys. Put an idiom in the chat for me, please. I need an idiom in the chat. Like, you know, you heard it from the horse's mouth, right? She was turned to a pillar of salt. That didn't mean, right? I have a frog in my throat. It's cold as a frog, right? Thank you, lady. Yeah, learn some Greek and Hebrew. So let's get 4 or 5 if we can, guys. We don't have to everybody load up the whole chat, but you know, I'm already thinking about 5. I'm not going to say them. They just keep coming in my head. It's just water under the bridge. Thank you, Nick. It's water under the bridge. That's an idiom, guys. That doesn't, when you're saying that to someone, it's just water under the bridge, right? You didn't even mean water. You're not even literally meaning water. Thank you, Nick. You know what I'm saying? You guys, if you read this at a different time in history, this book is time flies, right? The sun shines and the dawn every once in a while, right? This book is full of these. You know what I'm saying? That they eat the fruit, they will surely die. Yep, they were surely. And that wasn't an idiom. That was for real. That was the real. So, you know what I'm saying? But that's why we need to be very careful when we're in this study, brothers and sisters. So we don't read past an idiom and take it literally. Okay? Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt. No, she wasn't. Okay? No, she wasn't. And that's why it's very important if you go through this book that you start making sure you know what's an idiom and what's slang, because we don't speak the same anymore in America, do we? On a 1 to 10 scale, how much of a silly Billy are you? Gingerbread, I can be quite the silly Billy. I like to laugh sometimes and cut it. I'm a really serious guy. I am. But I'm also love to laugh and have a good time and to cut it up. So I can be stupid, corny. I'm kind of corny or whatever they call that. But I can, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say Lot's wife kicked the bucket. There we go. Thank you, Ross. So she kicked the bucket, guys. You know, so the book is full of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, hey, guys, I'm trying to, you guys come in as soon as we're wrapping up here, but much blessing, guys. I hope that was learning lesson for a few of you. And again, I wanted to say thanks for those people that are just sitting there in the wings and don't say anything. No, I'm not white. White is a derogatory term. Nobody was ever white. People were Caucasian. So, all right, much agape and phileo, guys. I do appreciate it. I better get off here because I got to get up early in the morning. And yes, much blessings, guys. Hope this was edifying. Love everybody who comes here and visits the channel. We'll see you again real soon. I'll be back up tomorrow. Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. Make every day Taco Tuesday. And hit that thumbs up one more time for me if you haven't already. We'll see you again soon. We are in this last book. We're in the last book. We're in the last book, guys. This is such an amazing time. We are living in the last book of Revelation. I can confirm that over and over to you on this channel. 50 million ways of sideways. I have no doubt that I'm being some kind of false teacher. I can confirm we are in the last book. This is such an amazing time to be here. So live like you understand that these time was written about thousands of years ago. These days that we're living at right now, okay, right now are days that were written about thousands of years ago. And we're living those days, guys. We're in the days that were spoken of. That's sweet. I love it. So thanks for spending these days that were written about with me. That's awesome, guys. I love you. Always agape. That's the truth. If nothing else, that is the aletheia. Okay? That's what I do. Bringing you the truth, one broadcast at a time. Welcome to the last book. I am Revelation. Links are in the description, guys. If you want to support the channel with the monetary, give that thumbs up and leave a comment if you could after the video. I am Apocalypse. Whoa.